Hey, George, thank you for joining in today.
Hi, how are you? My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you for being part of Corporality Summit as a speaker. Really appreciate your consideration. And I'm always amazed communicating with you and your knowledge and wisdom you have been gaining throughout these years, and you have been sharing to the community. I really admire your ability and perseverance towards community.
Thank you. Everybody thinks I'm generous of what I do. I'm actually quite selfish. I get great pleasure out of seeing how you can change somebody's life.
True. Great, great. I that's what I believe in. Like, I'm very selfish. I do it for my own happiness,
Yes.
So thank you. And what I would like to ask before we jump into more event side, would like to ask what made you to become an entrepreneur? When was that light bulb moment?
Well, I have a different opinion about entrepreneur than a lot of people. So anybody that's in business has to be entrepreneurial, right? So, but to me, the entrepreneur is actually somebody that can do business in many, many different facets.
Right.
And so I don't know that we wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur." There's some people that are and some people that aren't. I've got many good friends that run a very successful business, but in one area. For me, I've done grocery, confectionery, stationery, hardware, multi-level marketing and all of that. So I don't know that I decided to become one. I think some people are, because we can see things in just about any business. But if you're asking on the basis of an entrepreneur who owns their own business, I made that decision when I was at high school. I knew that one day I would have my own business, and sooner rather than later. I actually created my first business when I was 11.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun. So I figured I'll keep doing that.
Right. So and obviously I understand entrepreneurial is a journey. It's a process you go through it. You can't just one day decide, okay, I want to be one of them. I mean, when you quit the business and you decide, oh, I want to do a business, and you get upset with your boss, or some fine day you decide something to wake up and do it. That's not an entrepreneurial journey. It's a process you go through. And I think me and you understand it quite well. Throughout our life we did that. That brings me to my next question. How do you brand position yourself?
Are you asking me that as a general question, or
Yeah, in
me
general,
personally?
how do you brand position yourself?
So to me, there's a whole lot of stuff written about branding, and there's a whole lot of work that people go into. Branding to me is, how do you want people to think about you? How do you want people to feel about you? What do you want to stand for? And so all of those questions can be answered by your internal ethics, your internal morals, and how you want to be seen and how you want to treat people. So there are businesses that I would say, when people think of that particular business name, they don't think of honesty and integrity and things like that. And then there's other things like a chap like Fred Hollows, who has passed many years ago, but he started the Fred Hollows Foundation. And to me, what's Fred Hollows? Well, Fred Hollows as a brand is somebody that cared about people and wanted to help people, irrespective of whether there was something coming back. Martin Luther King had a brand. So branding is not just about your company or your product or your service. Branding is really, it starts with you. And then if you're in the business, it flows through.
So true. And
I think there's a lot of people that would agree with me that Dick Smith probably has a better branding in any of the enterprises he's in than, let's say, Donald Trump.
And how you position yourself, that does matter. And I mean, some people go negative positioning and positive positioning, but how do you to be perceived? And that creates the long-term memory. I mean, foundations runs on the person's name even after they are gone, just because of the kind of perception, just like you gave the example, the kind of perception they create right now. So it's amazing to see that one for sure. That brings to my next question. What makes you to go to the events? Like, of course you have to meet people, do the networking, collaborate with people. What makes you to go to the event? What ticks you that, okay, this is it, this one I'm going to join in?
Well, those that know me know that I don't do anything in business that's not strategic. So I just won't go to anything and everything. There has to be a reason for me to go.
Sure.
And bottom line, for me, that could be a variety of reasons. I happen to be a CEO of a charity, so I could be going to an event to find people to connect up with the charity. I could be going there to support one of my clients, or I could be going there for my own learning. But charities have a different motivation to business.
Sure. Yeah.
So in business, I'm generally looking to find something that's going to give me a mix of ideas and a range of concepts, some that may be quite different to my own, but that's okay, because somebody that agrees or disagrees with you, both can be of benefit. The one that agrees makes you feel confident in what you're doing. The one that disagrees, well, if you change to their way of mind, they've helped you. And if they help you confirm that, no, I was right, they've still helped you.
For sure, for sure. So what do you think about Corporality event? You are part of this. You are a speaker. Appreciate and really honored to be part of it together. So what do you think about Corporality Summit?
Well, as you know, when I first heard about it and I got the opportunity to assist by speaking, I jumped at that, because there's a lot of people, small, medium business startups, the smaller companies that don't get access to the sort of resources that high-end or large corporations get. And an event like Corporality, it gives people an opportunity over 3 days to get a whole mix of stuff. So it's not just sales, it's not just marketing, it's not just brand, and within marketing, it's not just the advertising and the promotion of product and service. It's about branding of the company, branding of you. So in that 3 days, what I like about it is that people that don't have to spend a heck of a lot of money get a huge array of advice and ideas, and that can't do anybody any harm.
Yeah, thank you so much. And before we close, what would you like to say to the audience?
If you're thinking about going and you think maybe you can't afford it, I want to pose a question. Can you afford not to go? Because knowledge is all powerful.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to, share at the stage with you. And thank you for accepting and being part of it. Really an honor. Thank you, audience. Looking forward to see you there at our event on 17th, 18th, and 19th. Registration will start at 8 a.m. So please join in and come and say hello to us.